Hi, welcome back. Hearty welcome to you. We are solving examples as part of inverse trigonometric functions. We have some problems to solve. Let's try to solve them together. So we have two problems to solve. The first problem is 2 sine inverse 3 by 5 minus cos inverse 5 by 13. We have to prove that that's nothing but equal to cos inverse 323 by 325. So what I will do now is, as usual, I will take them as angles alpha and beta, and there is cos inverse, so I'll apply cos on both left hand side and right hand side, and I will show that the value is equal to nothing but 323 by 325. Let's go ahead. Right. 2 sine inverse 3 by 5 minus cos inverse 5 by 13. This is what I have to find out. Right. Now I will take this as alpha. I will take this term as beta. That will give me 2 alpha minus beta, and also I know if this is alpha, I know that sine alpha equal to 3 by 5, and also I know that sine beta, or its cos inverse 5 by 13 is beta, so I know that cos beta equal to, I know that cos beta is equal to 5 by 13. Cos beta is equal to 5 by 13. Right. Now what we want to do after that, I want to apply cos on the left side and right side, so that cos of 2 alpha minus beta is equal to cos inverse of 323 by 325. That's nothing but equal to 323 by 325. So let's apply that. If I apply on right side, I will have cos of 2 alpha minus beta, that is nothing but equal to cos 2 alpha cos 2 beta plus sin 2 alpha sin 2 beta. Now I know sin alpha. I have to find out what is sin 2 alpha cos 2 alpha now, and beta I'm okay fine, because it's only beta, cos 2 alpha cos beta plus sin 2 alpha sin beta. Okay. Now cos beta is 5 by 13. What will be sin beta? We know that if we just take the Pythagoras right angle triangle for that, this is beta, this is 5, this is 13, so this is 12 by Pythagoras. So sin beta equal to 5 by 13. Similarly we do for alpha, sin alpha equal to 3 by 5, so this becomes 4. Now I need here 2 alpha, so I will do one more triangle for 2 alpha. Let us see what values we'll have there. 2 alpha. Now what is sin 2 alpha? Sin 2 alpha is 2 sin alpha cos alpha, that is nothing but 2 into 3 by 5 into cos alpha 4 by 5. Correct? Should I repeat that again? Sin 2 alpha is nothing but equal to 2 into, let me do it here, sin 2 alpha equal to 2 sin alpha cos alpha, that is 2 into sin alpha is 3 by 5, cos alpha is 4 by 5. So this is nothing but 24 by 25. So sin 2 alpha is 24 by 25. By Pythagoras you can find out that this is 7. Now we have all the data, whatever we needed we can go ahead and substitute. Cos 2 alpha is nothing but 7 by 25 into cos beta 5 by 13 plus sin 2 alpha 24 by 25 into Sin beta is 12 by 13. That's nothing but equal to, you can simplify that, 7 5s are 35, 24 12s are 288. If you add them, you will get that's nothing but equal to 323 by 325. That's what we have to prove. So what we have done, as usual, we have taken angle, substituted sin inverse of x, because we know that sin inverse function returns angle, so we have taken it as angle, and we know that all the angles are acute angles and they are in the first quadrant. We know alpha, we know beta, based on that we have found it. Okay, right. Now we want to cross check whether they are in the first quadrant or not. Very simple. I can do sine of 2 alpha minus beta for you, and what will be that? Sine 2 alpha cos beta minus cos 2 alpha sin beta. What is sin 2 alpha? Sin 2 alpha is 24 by 25 into cos beta. Cos beta is 5 by 13 minus cos 2 alpha 7 by cos 2 alpha is 7 by 25 into sin beta. Sin beta is 12 by 13. What we have done? We are calculating sin of 2 alpha minus beta. Why are we doing that? Just to see that if both cos and sin are positive, then I am sure 100% that they are in the first quadrant. We are just checking that. Now sin 2 alpha is 24 by 25, cos beta is 5 by 13, cos 2 alpha is 7 by 25, and sin beta is nothing but equal to 12 by 13. If you look at that, this is nothing but 120 minus 84, that is 36 by 325. You can see that sin is positive, cos is positive, so we are perfectly fine. We are in the first quadrant, so we don't need to do any more work on that. Let's go to the next problem, which is a little bit more work than what we have done, because if you see here, if I take tan inverse 1 by 5 as alpha and this as beta, I have 4 alpha. That means here pi by 4, so I will try to apply here on left hand side tan of 4 alpha means I have to first find out tan 2 alpha, then I have to find out tan 4 alpha. We will do that. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, let me write it down so that I can scroll it. This is second problem. 4 tan inverse 1 by 5 plus tan inverse 1 by 99 minus tan inverse 1 by 70. We have to prove that it is equal to pi by 4. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Lot of space for us, lucky. Okay, so as usual, I will take this as alpha, I will take this as beta, I will take this as gamma, alpha, beta, gamma. So this becomes 4 alpha plus beta minus gamma equal to pi by 4. I will take gamma that side and say 4 alpha plus beta equal to pi by 4 plus gamma, and you can see all these tan values are less than 1. That means they are between 0 and pi by 4. Correct? Right. Okay, now we want to apply tan on both sides. So I have to prove that on left hand side and right hand side both are equal. That is tan of 4 alpha plus beta equal to tan of pi by 4 plus gamma. That's nothing but equal to, I have to prove this. What is the formula for this? Tan of 4 alpha plus tan beta by 1 minus tan 4 alpha tan beta should be equal to tan of pi by 4 is 1 plus tan gamma by 1 minus tan gamma. Now it's a value substitution time. You know tan alpha. From here what we know? From here we know that, I'll write it here, we know that tan alpha equal to 1 by 5. I leave some space, and we also know tan beta is equal to 1 by 99, and also we know tan gamma equal to 1 by 70. Now only the problem is I have tan alpha, I have to find out tan 4 alpha. So we'll spend some time on that. We'll do that calculation. After that we can substitute the values, we should be able to get it. Now I know tan alpha, how to get tan 4 alpha. That is where we'll fix this. Okay, right. So, this is where we are starting. Let me just separate that. That's the earlier problem. Okay, now we have tan alpha. Okay, then we have to find out tan 2 alpha. Tan 2 alpha, what is the formula? 2 tan alpha by 1 minus tan square alpha. That's nothing but 2 by 5 by 1 minus 1 by 25. That is 2 by 5 into 25 by 24. That's nothing but 5 times 2 12 times. That's 5 by 12. Now that's only tan 2 alpha. I have to find out what is tan 4 alpha. Tan 4 alpha equal to 2 tan 2 alpha by 1 minus tan square 2 alpha. I know 2 tan 2 alpha. Tan 2 alpha is 5 by 12. 2 into 5 by 12 by 1 minus 5 by 12 whole square, that is 25 by 144. Now what is this? This value tan 4 alpha is equal to 2 into 5 by 12, that is 5 by 6 into 144 by 144 minus 25 is 119. So 624 times, it's nothing but 120 divided by 119. This is crucial because that's what we need. Now we can go back to here and substitute the values. Okay, tan 4 alpha plus beta equal to tan of pi by 4. First I will do the left hand side. What I have, tan of 4 alpha plus tan beta. Now let me just try to take this space. Tan of 4 alpha plus tan beta. We have all the values here, right? Tan of 4 alpha plus tan beta. Tan of 4 alpha is 120 by 199. Tan of beta is 1 by 99. So tan of 4 alpha is 120 by 119 plus tan beta is 1 by 99 by 1 minus 120 by 190 into 99. A little bit calculation here. 120 into 99 plus 119 divided by 119 into 99 minus 120. This is equal to 99 into 120 is 11,880. 119, that is 11,999. I wish it's correct. Here I have, you can do that calculator simply. So we can simplify that. 119 into 99 minus 120 that is nothing but this number. Okay, we'll see what is coming on the other side. On the other side, what is the right hand side? 1 plus tan gamma by 1 minus tan gamma. Right hand side, this is RHS, this is LHS. RHS is 1 plus tan gamma is 1 by 70. 1 plus 1 by 70 by 1 minus 1 by 70, that is nothing but 71 by 69. So if LHS is equal to RHS, so there should be some number which divides this, that I will get it. I'll just write it as 169 into 71 by 169 into 69. You can cross check that. That's nothing but equal to 71 by 69. So that's how we can prove that LHS equal to RHS. Now what is the difference between the earlier problems and these problems? What we have done in this session is, earlier you were only working on sin alpha, cos alpha, sin beta, tan beta, but not 2 alpha and 4 alpha. So that's why I have taken this example. It's very simple. If you know sin alpha, cos alpha, you can find out sin 2 alpha, cos 2 alpha. Similarly, you can find out sin 4 alpha, cos 4 alpha, tan 4 alpha, because we have already seen multiple angles and submultiple angles. Okay. So see you in the next video where we will do some more simple problems. Okay, right. So this is where our second problem started, second problem started from here, and it went all the way from here to here, and we took a turn here and we went here. Okay, I hope it didn't confuse you. So see you in the next video. Thanks for visiting. Bye for now.